And again I said, 5 rands. And if you can't afford it, I said, please write and tell us why I should give you one for nothing. Tell us why. Not just because you are unemployed. You are unemployed, so you want for nothing. Can you read? Can you use? Tell us. Inshallah, you'll get one for nothing. But you know, people, they are too proud, too arrogant. Because again and again, in certain masjids I go, again and again I'm offering to them. I'm asking, have you all got it yet? He says, no. Why not? You can't afford 5 rands. I said, why didn't you ask for one for nothing? You're too proud, you're too arrogant. I said, on the day of judgment, I'll stand up as a witness against you. Ya Bari Ta'ala, I offered these people free, and they wouldn't even take it free. They're too proud. What else? Now, the Westerner, when the controversy was at its height, the university contacts me in Durban. They want to have a debate about Rushdie. I said, right. They want to debate with us. See, to prove that they are all barbarians, they are good people. They are saintly people. They are kind-hearted, compassionate people. That is what they want to prove to the world, to the university students. I said, right? We debate. So they chose a candidate, Professor Gardner. We advertised, should Rushdie die? Should he die? Question mark. Professor Gardner and Ahmad Didat. As soon as we advertised this, they backed out. They said, no, there will be trouble. You know, the Muslims are barbarians. They might go berserk and start killing people. So we said, look, we are prepared to have 3 of you at a time, all your professors, your giants of literature. Giants. Writers, great writers. We have 3 of you at a time, under controlled conditions. We have a studio, like the SABC TV. In Durban, we have our own studio. So in the studio, look, these cameras have been brought from Durban. These are all ours. We have been organized, alhamdulillah, into a situation where we can, do something on the same scale as SABC TV. So under controlled conditions come 3 at a time. More? I was only asking them 2 minutes. I said, you see, you say absolute freedom of speech. Rushdie is entitled to absolute freedom of speech. He has a right to say what he likes. I said, that freedom of speech you give me for 2 minutes. That's all. What he calls my mother, let me call your mother that. That's all, for 2 minutes. I'm not asking anything more difficult. What you want to call my mother, let me use the same word for your mother. And I want to know how you feel. I want to see your reaction. What would you do? They backed out. Now we have made an offer in Britain and America. £50,000. This is a stupendous amount. £50,000, that's a 5 for the 20, about 200,000 rand. We are offering to the BBC TV to give Ahmad Didat 5 minutes, that's all. To give them the best of Rushdie. We give you the best. They want to read this in public. They're reading it in public. Rushdie's book. You know why? To hurt you. Because we know what they are trying to read is to hurt us. Swearing my mother, my father, our Sahabas, Islam, abusing the Quran, using filthy, dirty language. So it gives them great pleasure and joy. I said, right, give me 5 minutes. I give you £50,000 to any charity you name. Give me 5 minutes on BBC TV and I will give you the best of Rushdie. He said, your uncle is gone mad now. Uncle Dito is gone mad. £50,000 for 5 minutes. In America, we send this thing, and I advertise this. We give you $50,000 for 5 minutes. On American ABC TV, only quote the book. This is what Rushdie says about your mother. This is what he says about Margaret Thatcher. This is what he says about all white women. Maybe I'll touch it tomorrow. Therefore, I'm saying, please, don't bring little children. Don't bring Women, if those women are stern enough to hear, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. Look, wallah, I don't know, but it's a very difficult task. In America and Britain, I'll be much freer because I can use on BBC TV the language that Rushdie uses. I can use it quite freely because that country gives you freedom, absolute freedom. Right? Give it to Rushdie, give it to me. I just want to quote to you what Rushdie says about your mother. All white women, whether they're Irish, they're Jewish, they're fat, non-differential, all white women, as long as they're white. What he says, what you should do to them. I only want to read to you, page so-and-so. I want to read to you, page so-and-so, what he says. See, this is what the Muslims didn't know. And because we don't know, we cry, because they swore us. Because he swore and abused my mother, our mothers. The wife of the Prophet is hurting us. And we're crying, and we're marching, and we're dying. And to them it's a big joke. They're getting sadistic pleasure. You Muslims, you have been a challenge all along. You are the guys who's telling everybody, he says, look, don't drink. Well, you may be drinking yourself, but when you start speaking, you say, you mustn't drink. You mustn't gamble. You mustn't take interest. You mustn't dance. You mustn't be promiscuous. No? You mustn't eat the pig. Don't you tell them that? You might be eating it yourself on the sly. But the Muslim, when he talks straight, right? Telling the Hindu, what are you worshipping? Men, monkeys, elephants, snakes. Telling the Christian, what is this 3 in 1, 1 in 3? Huh? Can you see? You are a challenge. The Muslim is a challenge. The very fact that you wear a kufiya, you are a challenge to them. You know that? You are an offense. After 300 years he failed with you. 300 years he had been hammering your fathers. You know that? You didn't come here because you wanted to come here. You were brought here by force. My so-called Malay brethren, I'm talking about. Your forefathers, 300 years ago, they brought them from Indonesia. Those who were fighting for their freedom, they were captured as prisoners of war and shipped to the Cape of Good Hope and sold to the white men as slaves. Then when the British conquered Malaysia, those of our brethren who were fighting for their freedom, they were captured as prisoners of war and shipped to the Cape of Good Hope for the white man, and sold to the white man as slaves. Therefore you carry their names. Fuad Hendricks. That Hendricks is Christian, Fuad Hendricks is Muslim. What is this Hendricks? You know, look, I'm not trying to make a joke of it, but not this. Because they were our slave masters. We were sold to them as slaves. Our fathers met in private. They were not allowed to even make salat, pray. So you meet people, they, under those conditions, say, what's your name? Say, Muhammad. And you, Yusuf. And you, Dawood. And you, again, Muhammad. And you, Suleiman. And you, again, Yusuf. How do you know who's who? So which Muhammad? He said, no, I work for Hendricks. So, when we talk about you in the future, Muhammad Hendricks. And the guy who was slaving for Hendricks. And you, for Fenter. Dawood Fenter. And look, this is how the names came about. They changed our language. They changed our language. You speak Afrikaans at home. You are more at home with Afrikaans as a mother tongue than English. So, bilingual, alhamdulillah, both languages, English and Afrikaans. You're good at both. But you speak Afrikaans more. Right. To such an extent that once, if you remember, those of you who were there in the city hall, I was speaking about Christianity, communism or Islam, which has the answers to the problems of South Africa. And during the course of that talk, I was giving you people samples of different languages. In the city hall, I says, look, English, is anything funny about English? No, yes, no, well, it's normal. You're listening to me. It doesn't sound silly, no, funny, no. Then I quoted you in Afrikaans. I quoted you in Afrikaans, my usual Afrikaans, you know. Maar ek sal julle die waarheid, dit is vir julle voordelig dat ek weggaan, want as ek nie weggaan nie, sal die trooster nie na julle kom nie. Then I quoted in Zulu, then I quoted in Tswana, then I quoted in Swahili, then I quoted in Indonesian, but I didn't tell you where I'm quoting from. When I quoted in Indonesian, you people laughed. The loudest laughter was for this, not for Zulu. Because you listen to Xhosa, it sounds like Zulu. Same.